You guys were really good at FOIL last week. So good. And so today we're going to build on it. And this is something that my college algebra students miss. So it's not that it's hard, but they forget to pay attention to it. All right? What you doing back there, Wyatt? That's what I thought. So why don't you put it over there for me? Thank you. I want to backtrack just a little bit before I start writing on my journal page. How do you figure out 3 squared? What do you do? So it's 3 times 3? How do we figure out negative 2 squared? What do we do? It's a negative 2 times a negative 2? Like that? So when we square something, we end up timesing it by itself, right? And so that's why we get confused over here. We want to square them like an x squared and a 3 squared, and it doesn't work that way. Because we just said when we square something, we times it by itself. So this is one you need to write out. It becomes an x plus 3 times another x plus 3. Does that make sense with our definition of squaring? Times it by itself, multiply it by itself. Once you have it written down like that, you should recognize it as what kind of problem? A FOIL problem, a double distribute problem, right? So go ahead and multiply that out. The FOIL man problem. I love all the FOIL men on the creatures on the wall over there, by the way. First, outside x times 3 is 3x. Inside, another 3 times x. And then last, 3 times 3, you guys already told me a second ago, was 9. They're fired. Whatever happened next door. Add your like terms. What's 3x plus 3x? All right, so I have x squared plus 6x plus 9. We're nice and happy right there. Okay, when you do your homework today, it is going to trick you. You're going to see this. But if you're not being tricked, what are you going to stop and write down so you can do the problem? It's a parentheses, x minus 2 squared, so we're going to make it a FOIL problem, right? We're going to write down x minus 2 times another x minus 2. And then multiply it out. X times x. X squared. X times negative 2. Inside, negative 2 times x. Thank you. And negative 2 times negative 2. Ooh. Then we're going to combine our like terms.
3x squared
Good.
minus 4x plus 4.
All right. So just there, we squared binomials. That first set right there, we squared binomials. Oops, let me scoop that up, those of you who are still working on it. The next one we're on is multiplying conjugates. I'm going to tell you right now over here on this problem, these are conjugates. These are conjugates. So what on earth is a conjugate?
The same problem with a different sign?
It is. It's the exact same binomial, but what's different?
The sign.
The middle sign, right? The middle sign is different. So go ahead and FOIL that first one out without me. Watch your signs as you do this one. want to draw eyeballs every time I do a FOIL man like that. Check your multiplication with mine, or check my multiplication with yours. Make sure I didn't make any mistakes. What do you notice about the like terms in this one? They're opposite, so they cancel each other, right? Gone and gone. So you're left with x squared minus 25. Okay, so let's come up with a conjecture. What do you think is going to happen on the next one if we're multiplying conjugates? You think those middle terms are going to cancel each other out?
So
FOIL away and let's see.
for a shortcut, you could just times.
Ah, Mia's coming up with a shortcut. She goes, wait a minute. All right, I've already done enough that I can see the outside and the inside terms are going to cancel each other every time. She says, could I do the shortcut of just x times x?
And then
X squared, negative 7 times positive 7? You can for sure do that. But the only time that works is when they're what? Conjugates. Same thing, different signs. I like the shortcut. I probably won't do it with the class for a while, but that's a great thing to remember. Okay, can I move? How is this different than the problems we've been doing for the past couple of days? Yeah, I have a trinomial over here. So this is where the people who like to think about it as double distribute actually kind of have a head start in this problem because the pattern will still hold. I can't do outside inside anymore like FOIL, can I? Because I've got too many terms. So the way I like to look at it is I'm going to take that x first, and you skip over the negative 2. We just go to the next parenthesis. That's where we're going to multiply. X times 2x squared. 2x to the third. And now I do x times negative 3x. X times x is x squared. And then I have x times that positive 2 on the end.
2x.
Plus 2x. Okay, I distributed the x. Yeah, and these problems are the reason I like to think of it as double distribute. Now I'm going to move to this 2. But what kind of 2 is it?
Negative.
Negative. So don't forget to multiply by negative. So it's a negative 2 times 2x squared. 2 times 2, negative 4x squared. Should have written smaller. Negative 2 times a, negative 3x. Ooh, negative times a negative. Yeah, there we go. Plus 6x. And now I have negative 2 times a positive 2. All right, so now we've got to go back through here and look for any like terms.
There's positive x and 4, wait no, 6x.
Okay, so you're saying there's x terms,
Yeah.
there's square terms, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start writing this in descending order because it just makes our life easier later. Are there any other cubes? All right, so we're going to write that one first. 2x cubed. But then I have negative 3x squared and negative 4x squared. What do you get there?
X squared.
Negative what?
X squared.
Ooh, the signs are the same, so I'm going to add the numbers. 3 and 4 make 7, and keep the sign. Those are tricky. How about 2x and 6x? They're both positive. 8x minus 4. That was forever long, wasn't it? There's just room to get confused in that one. Can I move it? All right. Does it bother anybody that the trinomial is in front and the binomial is at the end? Does it bother you?
No.
Go ahead.
Can't you put the switch them?
Yeah, you can totally switch them. If it doesn't bother you, you can just distribute the way you see it.
I just distribute it.
And so you're saying you distribute just backwards, and that's fine. If it does bother you, 3x plus 2, you can just write it in front. Okay, whatever makes sense to your brain is fine. I'm one that I kind of like to have the short one in front. It's just me. You go from the back. That's awesome. Did anybody start to multiply with the big one in front with the trinomial? All right, let's go ahead and multiply. 3x times x squared. 3x cubed. 3x times 2x. 3x times 1. And now I'm to the 2. 2 times x squared. 2 times 2x. And 2 times 1. So long. Go back and combine your like terms. Cubed, squared, x, and our constant. After this lesson, we're going to be at stop and review. Expect a test this week on 1-1 through 1-3. That's coming, okay? Let me hit stop. Your homework is in Alex.